What's up, everyone? You are listening and you're watching to the Juicebox Heroes podcast. I'm one of your hosts, PK. I'm joined always by the number one fan of Mauricio Dubon. We all know and love him as Chris. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm in a fantastic mood. Good morning to everybody.
Yeah,
Excuse the voice. We were at the Astros game last night, and it
you
was a
braved the
fantastic
elements,
game.
huh?
Yeah,
Right?
great. We definitely sure got a little crazy on the way in, but we were able to overcome adversity, get to the game, and we got to see Loperfido's first home run. So yeah, man, it was a good game last night.
That's awesome. Did you were you at the stadium early enough to see the rain and wind coming in through the sliding glass?
No, we got there early enough to where we saw that at 6:30 it looked like it was 11 o'clock at night because that's how dark
Yeah.
it was.
It was wild, man. It was wild.
Yeah,
It was wild.
it was. Yeah, then it continuously poured for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, so my youngest one was supposed to have softball practice last night, right? And so it's like six somewhere in there. They still hadn't canceled it, and so I text everyone in group me, and I'm like, "Look, I know it's not raining down here yet, but it's about to. Are we still having practice?" And the coach was like, "Yeah, we're having practice. If it starts to rain, we'll move the girls to the pavilion and we'll work on signs and whatever else we can. Have them bring tennis shoes." And I was like, Okay, like this is like you realize what's happening on the west side of town, right?" And they ended up canceling it, right? But it was like, okay, little bit too serious here with the All Stars, but I get it, man.
Yeah,
But no, dude, I'm glad you got to go to the game. You got, like you said, you got to see Loperfido go yard. We were texting about it, and I just told my girlfriend, like, I just want this kid to hit a home run already. Just happen, right? And you text me like, there it is, and my response to it was not to the home run for Loperfido, but to I think a run scored right before that. I think it was Myers. I think it was Myers double,
yeah,
and because I'm like, I don't know, 10 seconds behind, it feels like, right? And then two pitches later, Loperfido goes yard, and I'm like, oh my God, dude, this is so awesome. The only thing I'm disappointed in with the Astros as far as him hitting his home run is that they did not give him the silent treatment in the dugout. That's like the only thing that I'm disappointed in. But I'm pumped for him, man. Like the dude's been killing it. I think he was up to, I forget what he finished at, but after that home run, it was like he was hitting 333, right? Like
yeah,
he's been playing some good ball, man.
yeah. He definitely has like everyone's head scratching because it's like, why is this kid not in the lineup every day? Um, there's definitely room for you to make room for this kid. I mean,
Yeah,
whether it's left field and DH Jordan, whether it's Jordan plays left field and you DH Loperfido, whether it's you put him at first base, you've got to make room for this kid. So far, this kid has not shown you any reason. I mean, outside, if you're going to nitpick, the strikeouts were a little high,
yeah.
but the kid's still hitting well over 300 so far in the short sample size. So you've
But it's
got to
not.
make room for
It's not.
this kid.
You're right. You got to make room for him. It's not like his strikeout numbers right now are surprising. The kid was striking out a lot at Sugarland, right? So like that's part of his game, at least for right now. But he's coming up. He's contributing, right? I mean, he's contributing to the club. So and he's got some speed. So if he gets on base, you can put him in motion, get some hit and runs going. But definitely happy for him, man. Dude, we are in the middle of a 6 out of 7 6 out of 7 dubs, man. Dubs.
Yeah, I mean, this is what episode 2 of 14 outside of spring training and stuff where it's a happy Astros podcast. And this is the stuff that we're, used to as far as like you have teams like Detroit come in. Well, not came in, we went to their place. But then like we handle business, right?
Mhm.
Outside of the little hiccup with Javier. Javier looked fantastic last night.
Oh, dude,
Fantastic.
balling.
Um, and again, just little things like Fromber going 7, Wednesday night.
Yeah,
And then you have Javier goes 6 Thursday night. That's little things like that saves your bullpen.
yeah.
Completely saves your bullpen. But like they look like the team that we expected them to be. You have Oakland come in, and yes, while they've kind of surprised everybody with how good they've played so far, you've handled business, not just handled business. When even though you have the ability to go in for the sweep, you put the foot on the jugular and end it. And that's what they did. Those 2 innings, I think it was the fourth and the fifth inning, that was the foot on the jugular. It was like, listen, we know that you guys are playing right now better than what everybody thought you would, but
Yeah.
we're done with this shit. We're done. We're done handing out victories to teams that don't deserve to be getting victories off of us. Foot on the jugular, you're dead. Move on to the next series. And now we've got Milwaukee coming
Yeah, and to go back to that 6-run fourth,
in.
you know who started the rally? Just take a
Who was
guess.
that? It wasn't Dubon because he didn't come in until towards the end of the
Well,
game.
it wasn't. And
Uh,
so Singleton took 2 strikes, like middle outside, and I'm yelling like on my sofa. I'm like, swing the fucking bat, swing the bat.
yeah,
And he works a walk. So he works the walk. Diaz comes up, hits the double, clears the bases. Then Myers does his thing. Or yeah. And so look, we had runners on the corners with 2 outs. And up until that point, we had runners at first and second every freaking inning with less than
yeah,
2 outs, and we couldn't score them. Right. So, like Singleton, Mr. Walk guy. I mean, he's
yeah,
not Mr. Walk guy, but like he walked in that. I mean, he battled in that at bat because he took 2 strikes his first 2 pitches. And I'm like, dude, can you please swing the damn bat? Like, just do
yeah.
something,
Oh no,
you
we
know?
were too. We were too. I mean, it this game last night had the feeling of you know it was going to be one of those games because, like you said, the first 2 or 3 innings, I think we started off the game 0 for 5 with runners in scoring
Yeah,
position.
yeah,
And it was just like, and I just had this feeling, like I told, again, big shout out to Michael Bryles hooking up the tickets. And I was telling him, I was like, man, this is gonna bust. I have a feeling this bubble is gonna burst. It's gonna come, and then it happened. I mean, so I'm
yeah,
not saying that I started it, but um, I mean, like you had that feeling. It wasn't a feeling like we've had in prior games where it's like, oh, this is gonna be a long night.
yeah,
It's kind of like this last night was, you had that feeling like, oh, shit's about to hit the fan. Like,
yeah.
like they're tinkering, and then it's just that bubble's gonna burst. And it did, so it was good to see, after such a slow start with runners in scoring position, them come back and just obliterate the ball with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, no, it was dirty. And then Bregman, the real Bregman showed up this
That's because he's
series.
got the bandana on. That's why.
I'm telling you. But you know what? Like, okay, so last night he wore a different color bandana. I personally feel that you have to wear the same bandana, the same color, the same one. Like, you can't be changing colors. I mean, look, he still got, what did he get, a double last night? He went double and a single, I think.
Yeah, he got 2 hits last night.
Right. But with the white bandana, he had 2 home runs. No, he had 3 home runs with the white bandana, double,
Yeah.
like killed it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be too picky. And, like I'll take the Bregman that we got for this series. But now apparently the whole team's rocking bandanas. Cool. Like you have to rock the bandanas now until like you just can't anymore. You know what I mean? But while we're talking about the good things, we do have a friend of ours that I told you that I was gonna give a little shout out to because
We have to.
he's a good friend of ours and he gives us a
Die
lot of
hard. Die hard fan too.
yeah, he gives us a lot of input on this stuff. And so he messaged me earlier in the week and said, y'all should rename your podcast the Bad News Bears. So that's all y'all talk about. And I said, well, man, I mean, look, you got to think about like how the season's been going. Like there's really small stuff to talk about. And his biggest thing is Tucker. He's like, y'all never talk about Tucker. So let's throw a few minutes out for Tucker.
All
The
right.
guy, so the
I
guy's
mean,
leading the major league in home runs. Like he's
yeah,
leading. And so he's been consistent like all freaking year so far. Like I forget there was another stat that he's like one top 3 in the league. But and it's almost like it's going under the radar how good of a season he's having. Overall. Like it's almost like it's only you don't see a lot of like when you're on Twitter, like you do see like, oh, Tucker is leading the majors in home runs, but there's not really a lot of talk outside of that for him. You know what I mean? But he's dominating. He's dominating.
no, he is, and I think the problem is that he kind of fell to the wayside with how slow of a start the Astros got because you look at how slow they started, and then you compile that with how terrible Abreu's been. You
Yeah.
compile that with Bregman's super
Bregman,
duper
the
slow start,
bullpen.
the bullpen, the starting pitchers, everybody and their grandma getting hurt. So with all of that going on, I guess it was easy to kind of overshadow the good things that Kyle Tucker was doing. I mean, or is doing. Last night, I mean, he hit. I think he got on base a couple times. Definitely had that hit in the first inning. I mean, but like,
Which,
you
by
know,
the way, the yellow line just signifies the top of the wall.
it's just the top of the wall.
It must
Doesn't
go
mean it's a home
over.
run,
It must go over
or
the
it has to hit
line.
the top of that line.
That's correct.
So again, I mean, like it sucks for like the few really good things that we've had. I mean, because like look at Pena too. Pena's been off to a fantastic start,
Yeah.
but all of that gets muddled with all of the negative stuff that's been going
Yeah.
on. So hopefully now with with the momentum that they have now with the last 7 games have gone the way that it's going, then maybe we can start to focus now on like, man, Kyle Tucker's been representing H-Town. Like, man, he's tearing it up. Or, hey, look at Pena. Pena's been silently hitting 330. I mean,
Yeah.
who silently hits 330, right?
Well, and then Tucker last night, I forget what inning it was, but he ended up scoring. But he was aggressive on the base pass
Yeah.
and went stretched from 1 to 3. Right, made the left fielder throw make a play at third, who throws it in the foul territory, which Tucker's safe. But then Pena comes up, sack fly, right, and Tucker scores. So like he's doing everything. I mean, he really is doing
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. And again, like I think that was runs 7 and 8.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I mean, but again, it's little things like that. I mean, you're up 6-0, right? So if you have the chance to continue to, put the pedal to the metal, put the foot on the throat, as they say,
Yeah,
do it. Do it. Even if it's a manufactured run, do it.
dude, no lead is
And
safe. Like I can't have
yeah,
enough. I can't have enough runs. Right, like we just can't. Even we've had sidebar talks about Dubin, right? And I told you, I know, like, hey man, I kind of like that guy, man. Like, I don't know, I just kind of like him. You're like, no, he's terrible. I'm like, no, you just don't know.
no,
And
I do
then,
know.
and then last night he comes in and like he throws two to the backstop, right? He gives up hits, like first, he gives up hits. The shutout's over, and as soon as that shutout was ended, I texted you and said, okay, you're right. I don't like this guy.
Yeah, I mean, and it's nothing
I
against
know,
him. It's
and I
just
know it's one outing. I get it. We were up 8-0. Like we can just like you want to have a shutout, right? Like you want to keep that shutout, keep a clean sheet, you know?
yeah, I mean, but it's a slippery slope,
Yeah,
is what it is, right?
yeah,
You know, it starts with a little run here and there, and then they score 2 runs here, and
yeah,
then they score 2 runs here, and it's like, holy moly! Instead of it being 8-0, it's 8-5. So now your
mhm,
butthole's clenched because you're like, holy shit! Now we're in a save situation.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, it's not that I hate Dubin. It's just that I hate his 7.97 ERA.
And his
I
beard.
mean,
You don't like his beard either, do you?
oh, that beard's atrocious.
It's terrible. I
It's
mean, it
atrocious.
really is.
I mean, and I got a soft spot for beards, but that one's fucking atrocious. Sorry.
It just looks unclean. I
It looks very unclean.
just clean
It
it up,
looks
man.
like it looks like how Colby, if you could put Colby Rasmus's hair, that nasty,
Oh,
oil,
nappy hair. Yeah,
greasy,
yeah,
and put that shit on his face. That's what it looks like.
yeah. That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. So sorry, Dubin, shave that shit, and
Shave it
maybe you
off.
can turn it around. You can outside look it in the circle of trust.
Yeah. Speaking of, I think we need to do that next week. Next week we'll do the circle of trust. We need to do
All right.
May's. We need to
Circle
do
of trust,
May's
May edition. I
May
like it.
edition. So we're gonna work backwards from last night's game, and let's work back towards Detroit over the weekend. So the night before, on Wednesday night, we had the abomination with Ronel Blanco.
No. Let me
And
tell you.
and let me start before you go,
Okay, go
because
ahead. Go ahead.
I know you're gonna have some good shit on this. So not only did he get ejected for a foreign substance inside of his glove, which seems to be rosin mixed with sweat because the guy is a sweat factory. Like, I mean, but Yamamoto with the Dodgers on the same night. The same night had an issue with the glove. Now, what did the umpires do with him? They pulled him to the side. They let him change gloves and let him continue pitching. Then, if you go backwards, where Scherzer had shit on his arm, and they called time and they said, "Hey, man, it's okay. Just go wash it off. Come back. We'll wait for you." But here we are with Ronell, where he showed the umpire his hands. Here, show again. Like, here's my hands, right? And I don't know if you saw I don't know if you saw on Twitter or I saw it on Twitter, but David Cohn did a thing about sweat and rosin and the effects of it like a year or two ago. And he did it at his house. And so he had the rosin bag and he does it, right? And he wipes his hands off with alcohol. Okay. Wipes off with alcohol. So now they're dry. And he sticks his fingers here just doing this. And it's tacky. You can see his fingers sticking together. And that's just with the rosin. And then he grabs the baseball, grabs it, and it ends up holding the baseball up with two fingers, thumb out, just with the rosin and sweat mix. And so and I know that they classified it as a technicality because it's legal to have rosin on your pitching hand, but you can't have rosin on your glove or your non-pitching hand. So he got suspended for technicality, but it's just a bunch of bullshit is what it is because you let other players, Dodgers, Luis what's his name? Severino? Severino.
Severino.
Severino had shit on the back of his neck
No,
before.
that was Michael Pineda.
Well, they all look the same up there. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, the point I'm getting at is that Laz Diaz is a piece of shit. That's the whole point I was getting at. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
It's
you
terrible.
really stole my thunder because everything I was gonna say, you said it, and it's bullshit. Is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a big stinking lumping pile of horse shit because it's like I don't understand why, like you said, other pitchers are allowed to swap their glove out or. Hey, bro, just go down there and wash your hands. It's cool. It's not like, we're trying to speed the game up or
Yeah.
anything,
Take your
you
time,
know.
man.
And that's why it's bullshit. And to a point, I kind of understand why they didn't appeal it because in the long run, with these 10 days, he would only miss one start. But by doing that, you still kind of assume a little bit of fault.
Yeah, you're assuming guilt.
So I
Exactly.
would like for that, me personally, I would have liked them to say, no, fuck that. We're going to appeal this shit because why is it that Yamamoto and Julio Rodriguez over here gets to go wash their hands
Mm-hmm.
or change gloves and you're going to suspend my guy for 10 days? I just wish Espada had a little bit more fire. Like, I want him to talk some more shit
He
outside of
doesn't. He's
being.
spineless, man.
I need him to be a little bit more gangster when it counts, right? Like he's the only guy that I've seen be very nicely ejected,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like I want to see some fire at him. I want to see him like, show the players, that when stupid shit goes down, I've got your back.
Yeah.
Not like,
Yeah.
oh, well,
So,
you
oh
thought
yeah,
it was
you're
this,
right. You're right, Blanco.
you're right. Hey, it's not you, it's us. We're the bad people.
Yeah.
No, I want you to be like, no, screw that. My guy was under the impression he could do what he did, right? And why is it that my guy is getting suspended for 10 games when these other players have been allowed to, like I said, wash their shit off or change fucking gloves? That's bullshit.
That's,
Completely fucking
oh,
bullshit.
complete. And so the other thing, this is the type of situation where I want Dusty Baker as a manager and or Aaron Boone
Yeah.
just for this specific instance, because Aaron
I
Boone he'll lose his shit for anything.
would like Lou Pinella.
Oh,
That's
Lupino would
what
be
I would
great.
like.
But here's the
Yeah.
other thing. The other thing too was that they checked Blanco coming out for the fourth
Yeah.
inning.
I think he was checked like twice, 2 or
He'd
3
already
times, I
he'd
think.
already been checked. So so you're saying that he didn't have anything going in those first innings, and then right then, like it's just bullshit, dude. It's complete
Yeah.
horseshit. It's complete horseshit. And then what's even better is that we won the game, and like we're still going to keep winning, and that's just a big middle finger to the whole league, especially Elias Diaz. He's a piece of shit, dude. I can't stand that
Yeah.
guy. Can't stand that guy.
He's up there with Mr. Angel.
Angel, God, he's terrible too. Like I can't believe
Yeah.
that guy still is allowed to call games. Allowed to.
I don't know. That whole situation was bullshit. It's stand up for your guys,
Yeah,
right? Stand up for your guys. Even if it's just you've accepted it, but you go do the dog and pony show on the interview. Stand
yeah,
up for your guys.
yeah.
Do something
And
outside
Dana
of
Brown even looked like a little punk on his interview. Like he just sat in the dugout and just was like, "Yeah, yeah, they're sweating rosin. Yeah, we're gonna not appeal it."
yeah.
So next question, like, no, motherfucker, y'all should be pissed. Y'all
Yeah,
should
you
be
should be
pissed.
upset.
Like
Yeah, I
this,
agree.
this is the guy that's like, this is the one starter that has held this thing together consistently,
Yeah.
like the whole season. And I mean, yeah, thankfully, he's only gonna miss one start because we're running a 6-man rotation. But like, it's still your guy, no matter if he's a top guy or the last guy in the 40 man. Like you should be just as hot as we are about it, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
So yeah, horseshit. So he is on day 8, or no, day 2, 8 remaining of his suspension. So we'll get him back in 8 days. But we had a Caratini walk off.
No walk-off piece. He's got the only 2 walk-offs this season.
Yeah. And so it's funny. I was watching the game with my girl, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, he's sitting on that sweeper, like he's gonna sit on it, and because all he was doing was just living off. I mean, late swings off that foul ball, off the fastball. That's it. He saw that sweeper. I think it was the second pitch of the at bat. He saw the sweeper for strike 2, and the rest of that bat, he just foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. I'm like, he's just gonna sit on that, which I would have too. I mean, it's coming at some point.
Yeah.
And but yeah, freaking Caratini, dude, like Captain Clutch, Captain Walk Off so far. It was a great series against the A's. Like we needed to do what we did. We needed to have that sweep,
Yeah.
like this last week, the three with the Tigers, we had the like a blip on the radar on Saturday with Javier's start. Like look at what he did Saturday compared to what he did tonight. And this is the Javier we're used to seeing, you
Yeah,
know.
he was
Um,
dealing.
and so, but it's 6 out of 7, man. Taking 6 out of 7. Like this is, like you said earlier, this is what we were expected. Now, like apparently, I was listening to the broadcasts, obviously last night, and they were saying that the Rockies, the Tigers, and the A's are the only 3 teams with a sub 500 record that we played all season. Which I didn't realize that until last night.
Yeah.
So I mean, we played a strong schedule. I mean, and it's not any excuse for the record. I mean, we've had the injuries and all the other crap, right? But still, like when you play the shitty teams, you're
You
supposed
do
to
what you're
beat
supposed to. Yeah.
you beat the shitty teams, and that's what we've been doing. That's what we've done. We took the 2 with Colorado. We took 2 out of 3 with Detroit. 4 here with Oakland. Brew Crew's coming in town starting tonight. They're 14-6, I think, on the road. Like they're not they're
Yeah,
not they're not a
they're in
scrub
first
team.
place in their division. I mean, so I don't think that they haven't been playing like everybody expected them to play. Like I
Yeah,
think that everyone kind of thought that once they traded Corbin Burns that they
it
were
was
kind of
over.
going into rebuild mode.
Yeah, yeah,
And they haven't. But, we could start that process of putting them into that, hey, cool story, fantastic start. We're going to put you in the rebuild mode. Plus, I'm really excited about it because if the schedule works out, like I said, I'm taking Benjamin on Sunday to his
yeah,
first Astros game. So hopefully Mother Nature pushes those baseball games to next week. So,
yeah. I hope so
but
for him, man. That'd be cool.
yeah, he's been pretty excited about it. So, um, but yeah, I mean, like, so Milwaukee, you can beat Milwaukee. I think they're playing above their pay grade right now. So take care of business. And then you have the Angels after that. And
Yeah,
they're terrible.
there's Angels.
Terrible. They're the we don't need Otani because we have Trout and Trout's hurt. So there's nobody else on that team between Trout and who's the other guy who doesn't want to play?
That would be Anthony Rendon from
Yeah,
Belo.
Rendon. Yeah, so they're pretty much hot garbage.
Yeah,
So you can go in and I think reasonable expectation win 2 of 3 against Milwaukee,
hmm,
and you should sweep the Angels. In my opinion, I think that Oakland is right now better than the Angels.
yeah. Dude,
So
Oakland. Look, give Oakland like 1 or 2 more years. They're going to
Man,
be
I'll tell you
balling.
what, that kid,
Mason Miller,
oh, that
filth,
dude is dirty.
complete filth.
That dude throwing 103 like
Yeah,
it's
it's
nothing.
it's not right, dude.
Dude, he
Like,
comes in for 2 innings,
freak.
5 strikeouts.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous, man.
freaking
I
nature.
just hope he's not wearing a Dodger uniform in a couple months. But man, that kid's nasty.
Yeah, he's dirty. He is dirty. So they did announce the pitchers for the weekend series. Have you seen it yet?
I have not.
All right. So tonight is Hunter Brown.
Oh, fantastic. All right. So,
Tomorrow will be JV,
okay. All
and
right.
then Sunday we get Spaghetti.
Oh, okay. So, potentially get to see Spaghetti on Sunday.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
take that.
yeah.
Not
So,
excited about Hunter
no.
Brown going tonight, though.
Well, if you look at the stats for those guys for Hunter Brown and Arrighetti, it is not the ERAs you want to be seeing.
Well, at least
And
with
I get it.
Arrighetti,
I mean,
well,
I
with
get it.
Arrighetti, you're seeing some progression. It's not just, like with Hunter Brown, I mean, he did have a couple of decent starts, but it's just when he's not having a decent start, his starts are so terrible
Yeah.
that it just overshadows the good that he does do. I really enjoyed seeing him come out of the bullpen. That that game, that what was it? Who was that? Did he come in the game that Blanco was?
It was a
No,
Tiger game. It was
he
Saturday.
came in. He came in the Javier game.
Yeah.
I I thought he looked fantastic coming out of the bullpen. 5 innings. I think he gave a one run, maybe, if
I don't even
that.
know. I don't think he did though.
Yeah, but he looked so much more relaxed coming out of the bullpen
Well, there's no
than
pressure.
started.
There's no pressure for him. It's like, hey, just come
Well,
in
I
here
mean,
and
some people can handle the pressure of being a
right.
starting pitcher. Some people can handle coming in when you're down 7-0, and that's fine.
No, and that's cool. You always need pitchers like that. And
Yeah, I
like
mean,
you're right. He was dealing.
but I mean, I get it. He's only in the rotation because of Blanco. Um, hopefully, he doesn't.
Hunter Brown might be the new Belak now that we got rid of Belak. Which way, by the way, we got
Yeah,
rid of Belak.
yeah. Spoiler alert: we got rid of be like. Yeah, I mean, so I guess we'll jump into that. We will say so long and farewell to these former Astros. Brandon Belak was traded yesterday
For
uh,
cash. For
for money,
cash.
for
Yeah.
cash money,
I thought
and
I thought I thought it was a pitcher, or was that the Chicago one?
I thought so too. But what happened was when they made that trade, Oakland had sent one of their pitchers down to
Okay.
make room for Belak. So that's where the confusion was.
I got
And
you.
then we will also say so long and farewell to our good friend from H Town who went to
From
Clearbrook. Was it
Clearbrook,
Clearbrook?
from the
Yeah.
brook, yeah. From the wood.
Senor Corey Jolks, may you continue to play with Corey Lee in the city of Chicago and win maybe 26 games this season.
And
But
Maldonado.
in Maldonado. So yeah, so that was the other one. The Astros made a trade. I think it was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Trading Corey Jolks to the White Sox for some minor league pitcher.
Who has not
Who is,
made it out of the complex yet.
yeah, he's
It's
straight out of the
complex.
complex. So
So yeah. Yeah, he's
I
got some
mean,
work.
and again, you weren't going to get a lot of value
No.
for Corey Jokes. Let's be honest. As much as we all rooted for him because he's a local kid, um, none of these guys have much value. Let's be
Yeah, no.
real.
No.
So, and honestly, it was either trade Belak or wait another couple days and somebody would have claimed him and he wouldn't even have got cash for him. So,
Yeah.
it sucks to see him go. I mean, we finally got to see Corey Jokes a little bit last year, and then he was inevitably sent down. Belak was kind of up and down, and
Yeah.
now he gets to go to a place where he's got a solid roster spot. So
So they were talking about tonight on the last night on the broadcast that um Belak's going to meet them in Kansas City because I think that's where Oakland's going next, and then they're talking about him as a starter with
really,
Oakland. With Oakland,
well, I mean,
he's done it.
yeah,
But hey, that's their thing now.
yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, best of luck to him. Real more luck towards Corey Jokes.
Like I hope we see him when we go to Oakland. I want to face him.
Yeah,
Maybe we can get back some of the runs that he gave up in his
yeah.
relief
I don't think that's
appearances.
gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah. I mean, like I said, It's not a major blow. I mean, it's kind of a blow because you have, the shit that went down with Blanco, so you're shorter pitcher. I think we're rolling with 25 instead of 26
Yeah.
guys.
Yep, you can't replace him.
So it sucks on that end because there's nobody in AAA right now that's worth being called up. Nobody.
Pitching
Um,
wise, there's not, correct.
yes, and that's like I said. I went down to we watched the Space Cowboys game on Friday. They played good. Got a walk off by old Billy Wagner's son, but I mean, like I was talking to David, and I was just like, man, there is no one to call up. No one.
Pedro's probably the only one.
Well, Pedro's not a pitcher, so as far
Well,
as
I
like
mean, yeah, but
pitching,
yeah, oh, pitching
but
wise, yeah, there's
even
nobody.
but even right now, you can't. I mean, where would you put Pedro Leon right now? I mean, right now, as much as it hurts my soul to say it, Jake Myers is now all of a sudden wants to hit the ball,
I know,
so you
but
can't send him down right now.
for real hit the ball, not like
But he
dribbler
is
hit,
for
like
real.
for
He
real
had
hitting.
2 hits,
Yes, yes.
and it's just like,
And White Boy Chaz is coming up here soon.
yeah, him, Chaz, and Urquidy are both on a minor league rehab assignment, so they're probably within the next. I would be surprised if there was not moves today.
Well, they said Chaz was going to play a game in Corpus, so he's got at least one more
Okay,
game.
all right, so maybe we see Chaz on Sunday.
Yeah, maybe.
Urquidy, I would probably say maybe next series against the Angels,
Yeah, yeah.
probably. So again, you have no room, and like
Hmm.
I mean, we look at it now. Let's say Chaz comes back Sunday. I mean, the only person I can think of them sending down is going to be Trey Cabbage, right?
Oh
Can't
yeah, he's
send out
gone. He's
can't
gone.
send out Loperfido right now. You can't send down Jake Myers, right? He hasn't given you a reason as of right now
Right.
to send him down. So I mean, there's just no room for him. So either you bring him up and you give him the starting job, which I guess who you going to send down, right? Or you just trade him as a AAA player as whatever his face value is.
Yeah.
So, but it's time. It's time to give this kid a look. I mean,
Hmm.
bare minimum, if he blows chunks, send him down, trade him as part of a package. It is what it is.
But he's hitting bombs, dude.
He is in some.
He is
He's
hitting
in some bombs.
bombs down there. Stupid far.
Yeah, I mean, and it sucks because it's like, yeah, I mean, but again, where are you going to play him? He can't play
Yeah.
first base. He can't pitch. So right now, it's just we have a log jam in the outfield because Jake Myers is supposed to be hitting 186 and he's not.
Well, and clearly the plan with Loperfido is not to play him at first.
Oh
Because
my! Well, it sounds like the plan is not to play him every day either.
well, that
That
too.
sounds like
But
that's
you
the
also
plan.
had Dubon playing first. What 2 nights ago? I think it was two
Yeah,
nights ago. Right. So clearly, like Loperfido is not going to be playing first base. Which whatever, cool. But that kid's got to be in the freaking lineup. Like I don't know what you do. You rotate him between
I
playing
know
and
what you do.
DHing him.
I know what you do. Last week it was give Bregman a rest. Now it's give Jordan a rest because he looked terrible last night
Dude,
at the
he was
plate.
swinging at garbage
He
pitches.
looked terrible. He needs to take a day off tomorrow or today. Give him a day off today, right? And then you put somebody you can
Well, Diaz.
DH Loperfido, and then you put Jake Myers in left field or Jake
Well, I
Myers,
think
whoever.
Caratini. I think because they were talking about last night on the broadcast where Diaz is caught 3 or 4 days in a row, which is when they say that I'm like, and
Who
but
cares,
anyway, but
man?
anyways, Caratini's probably going to catch tonight's game, I would think, and then you could DH Diaz, give
Okay,
Jordan the night off,
and then you
run
put.
Loperfido Myers Tucker like you did tonight
I like it. Yeah,
or last night. Sorry,
I'm good with that.
you know
So
because
yeah,
I mean,
I mean that works.
they lifted Jordan in the fifth inning.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I had to do a double take. I had looked at Mike, and I was like, dude, did they just pinch hit for Jordan in the fifth inning? He was
Yeah,
like, I
yeah,
was
they
like,
did.
oh shit, okay, all right, but hey, you got to make those calls. Like you have to. Like he looks like those two at bats. Jordan looks like when we play MLB the Show, and I'm expecting you to throw me a fastball, and you throw me like a changeup, and my guy is already done swung and fell over by the time you've even released the ball.
Yeah,
Those hacks that he took to strike out on were disgusting. It's
Mhm.
so you know what? As much as I want my manager to be a little bit more gangster, I will applaud him for saying, "Okay, you look like shit. Get out."
Sit the fuck
Yeah,
down. So, yeah,
exactly. Go shower, you know?
cabbage, you're
Yeah,
up.
cabbage,
Come
come up.
come up here and look at these 3
So,
pitches and go come back and sit
yeah,
down next to me.
I definitely think I don't have a problem at all with Jordan sitting tonight.
Yeah,
None at all,
yeah.
so yeah, I mean, that's just
Oh, he could,
fucking
I mean, look, Bregman turned it around and
maybe
what
maybe
seemed
Jordan
like
needs to put one of those headbands on.
what seemed like overnight,
Yeah.
honestly, you
Yeah, I
know,
mean, his shit was quick. It wasn't a, 1 for 4, 1 for 5, and then bam, he said, "Okay, headband, 3 bombs."
3 bombs. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it was quick. I mean,
yeah,
so whatever he did, you better tell that maybe Jordan needs to pull over on the side of a road and
and
send
do it a
the
bit.
MLB network some
Yeah,
swinging videos or something.
yeah, yeah, that was actually pretty cool when I watched that. I was like, "That's pretty tight." So
Yeah.
we did get an update on, Abreu this week.
Oh my god, what a
Uh,
complete
uh,
waste of fucking time.
so just in
Bray.
case anyone that's listening or watching has been living under a rock, he has been in West Palm Beach for 2 weeks,
2
and today
weeks.
and yesterday,
That's 14 days.
that's 14 whole days. Yesterday, we were, pleasantly, I wouldn't say pleasantly, we were shown a video of him walking with Jeff Bagwell, and I forget who the other guy is, doesn't really matter, but they were going to take BP. Can anybody guess how many times he's taken live BP in the 2 weeks he's been at West Palm Beach? Anybody?
I'll gi I'll give you a guess. I'll give you a hint. It's
Alright.
between 0 and 0.
It's as many times as I've been to West Palm Beach to hit batting practice. That's 0.
Yeah.
Today, 2 weeks after he's been there, is his first day, yesterday, to take live BP. The first day. Like, what in the hell have you been doing in West Palm Beach for 2 weeks? And then
Probably having
on top of that, Espada still doesn't, which I don't really look, I don't need him back right now. I don't need to bring you back. But there was like no timeline on when this guy's coming back. It just says sometime soon. But the fact that you're barely taking live BP after being there for 2 weeks, he's not even playing any games. Like he's just chilling, I guess. Took a break, hit pause on the season. So I think he's done. Like
yeah.
with the Astros.
Yeah.
Overall too, but I think he's done.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just it blows my mind how you release, like, this summer movie trailer where you have Bagwell and Abreu and who gives a fuck, walk slow-mo walking with the
Yeah.
explosion in the background, and it's like, Abreu coming to live BP. And it's like, what the fuck was he doing the last 2 weeks you were down there, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that, uh, I what did he check in? Did he, like, go hang out with family? I mean, what was the deal? But I think what it boils down to is I think you're 100% right. I think that this was the way to sweep him out of the way, send him to, I mean, I can think of worse places you can get swept out of the way
Look, it's
in
not a
West
bad
Palm
spot.
Beach.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think this is the greasing of the, hey, we gave you some time in West Palm Beach. You're old as shit. Your quick twitch is quickly gone. You're not too strong. Um,
Yeah.
and we're just
Yeah.
gonna buy you out of your contract,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be it. And there'll be a team probably like Chicago going on a nostalgia run or Miami. Someone will give him another shot, but like I think you're right. I think this is the exit stage left,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna do some rehearsal, and before you know it, we'll see that. And this could be a week from now, 2 weeks from now. I'm not saying it's gonna be today or tomorrow, but
Right, right.
then you'll see the Houston Astros have agreed to release Jose Abreu, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to realize you made a bad investment, right? I would rather eat the 20 and have him not on this team. I mean, look at what has
I
happened
was
in the
about to
2
I was
weeks
about to
he's
about to
been
say that.
off this team,
Yeah.
right? And again, I feel bad for the guy. I do. Like, trust me, you know, I can only
That's not a way to
imagine.
go out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine how it is for him to have achieved his dream to play Major League Baseball for as long as he has. right? And to be told one day, 2 weeks ago, listen, that dream is over, bro. I mean, like,
Yeah,
you're done. You're done.
yeah.
I mean, it's over.
We're
So,
gonna show you respect by sending you to West Palm Beach so
yeah,
that you can
pay
try
you.
to work on things,
Yeah, I mean,
but
so
it's a
I
wrap.
know it's gotta suck. It has to suck. I mean, to me, I won't know what that ever will feel like, right? But get the fuck over it, man. Fucking he's done. He's
It's
done. He ain't
over.
coming back, man. He's done.
No, no,
He's
it's done.
done. He's done.
Hang up that number 79 jersey.
And I'll tell you what, Mister number 28, Singleton, I need you to start swinging the fucking bat instead of trying to work walks every time you walk up
I
to the
know.
plate. You're making it hard with your fucking 213 batting average for me to take bullets for you. Like right now, this bulletproof vest that I'm wearing,
It's
that
on its
shit's
last.
wearing thin.
It's
It's
on
on
its
this last leg
his last plate. Give your last
before I
plate in.
start. You're about to make me pull up the picket sign, Dubon for first base.
Yeah,
Make Astros first baseman great again, right? That's where
that would be
we're
awesome. You
going
should
with
do
this.
that. You should
No,
do
I'm
that.
not going to. So yeah, we need to get back to hitting bombs and singles, shit like that. Your name is not Walkington. It's Singleton
Or
or
Bompton
Homerton. Yeah,
or no Doubterton.
yeah, or yeah. So let's. I mean, I appreciate the walks, I do,
Yeah,
but let's get that average up to about 250.
yeah.
We'll leave it there, and I'll be
And
okay with that.
then let's start working on our walks. Once you get the average up.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But this whole
Yeah.
like walk first, swing later, no, fuck that.
No.
Swing
And I'm
first.
telling you, dude, I'm telling you, those pitches that he took before his walk tonight were like, they were middle out. I mean,
Oh yeah, no, I
tight
know.
pitches. And I'm like,
Yeah,
swing the bat. Lindsay came from the back room tonight. And she was like, who are you telling to swing the bat? And I was like, Singleton, because he won't swing.
yeah.
He
There's
didn't
like,
swing the whole at bat.
yeah, like us three were like, swing the goddamn bat. I mean, like the ball. I mean, that thing looks like it's on a tee. Just
Yeah.
wait and destroy it. Do what you got to do, but
Do
you can't
anything.
just like. It was four, like all like in the two walks, four of the strikes, the two strikes in the first at bat and the two strikes in the next. Fucking middle, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Swing the bat. That's why you have it. It's called take the bat and fucking swing. Not take
Yeah.
the bat and do this or act like the ball's gonna hit you when it's fucking middle.
But
Swing the bat.
also, he also gets mad when he's like on one of those pitches that it hit the corner. I mean, it wasn't like scraping the corner. It hit the corner, and he does and it's like, no, bitch, swing. If you
Yeah.
swing, you won't have to be mad about it.
Then you can when you pop out. How
That's
about
right.
that?
That's right. Just be pissed off that he popped it to the catcher. Actually,
Yeah.
he doesn't even do that. He hits the dribblers. He
Yeah.
did hit three of them in like the same game. I think on Wednesday night. Like,
Yeah. It's like, how do you have that powerful of a swing and it's consistently 19 off the bat to the pitcher?
yeah, yeah, it's awesome. It's so funny.
Oh
And
man.
it shows how hard it is to hit a baseball.
Yeah,
Like
no,
you
I
think,
agree. I mean,
but it's funny,
yeah,
but not really. But yeah,
it's
it is.
funny because it's not us.
Yeah, yeah.
It
Because
wouldn't be funny if it was us. We'd be like,
I do that on video games, not in real
yeah,
life.
we'd be
I
like,
mean,
you don't understand how hard it is to hit a fucking baseball, okay? So
yeah,
don't
on
make fun of me.
all star
Yeah,
level.
on rookie. So
Hey, but at one time it did. At one time I was getting pissed. I was like, I want to go back down to the minor league level because I can't even hit this shit.
yeah. But yeah, so we've got, like I said, we got Milwaukee coming up. We have the
So
Angels coming up.
who? Okay, so they got Yelich, and they have
Yes.
Chiriho,
Oh,
Jackson.
Johnson and Johnson, whatever his name is.
He's a rookie, but he's supposed to be
Yes.
balling.
Yeah. I mean,
Is
I
Adamas still on their team? Willie Adamas.
who?
Willie
Who?
Adamas.
Yes, he
Shortstop.
is. Yes.
Okay, that's all I know. I think.
That's about it. That's all you need to know.
Okay. Does Rowdy? What's his face?
Rowdy Tellez, yeah, I think he signed. I don't. Who cares?
Well, I'm just
I mean, who
asking.
cares?
I mean, I don't really care either. I'm just trying to sound
I
smart.
mean, so damn it. I don't even know. I mean, they're playing above their pay grade.
Yeah.
This should be a series we should take 2 out of 3.
But the Central
Right.
sucks too, man. The NL Central is garbage.
Well, I mean, no, they're like 26 and 17.
Yeah,
So it's
but
not
overall,
like, really. You say the Central sucks. Look at look at the AL West. The only reason why we're even in competition with AL West is because of how terrible it is.
Well, thank fucking God.
Yes, because if we were in the East, we'd still be 9 games out of first place.
Well, we don't play in the East.
Well, I'm just saying, if we
I
were,
did see that. I did see the standings up for the East, and I was like, "Good God!" I mean, like they're always that division's always good, but it's like, damn, dude, like they're good.
every other division in baseball would be at least before we finish the sweep. We would have been at least anywhere from 8 to 11 games out of first place in every other division besides the AL West.
Yeah, we were pretty close to being 8. I mean,
So yeah,
it wasn't until recently that we're not 8.
but with that win, we did now officially tie Oakland for third place.
Hey,
So
moving on up,
slowly
baby.
moving
Moving
on up to
on
the
up.
east side.
That's right. That's right. No, it's been fun. It's been fun to watch them this last week. You know,
Yeah,
it's
and
nice
I
to have
just hope.
these type of episodes and not the Debbie Downer like, well, we suck again. You know,
Yeah,
like it's so. This is what we were expecting back in April. This type of
yeah,
shit.
I agree. I think this is what we were expecting back in February
Yeah, that's
and,
true.
and March. I mean, I just hope that for a certain someone, we have filled his Kyle Tucker bar to where he can live his life to the happiness.
And I hope he has a
He
good weekend
never.
because of it too.
I hope he has a fantastic
And we
weekend.
also talked about Belak because he brought that up also.
Oh
So
yeah. Well,
you
Belak,
know,
you ain't here no more. So
yeah,
you had your 5 minutes of fame because
yeah,
now we'll never talk about you again
we'll
because you don't
never
play on the Astros.
unless he just give up just like an enormous amount of runs the next time we see you.
Oh, that'd be nice. Be like, hey,
Yeah,
way to help us out. But yeah, man, dude, this has been a blast. It's like it gets. I don't want to say it gets frustrating, but it's like, what else more can we say? So it's like, not saying that the episodes become like boring to do, but it's like, how do I say the same shit I've said the last 3 weeks in a row, but in a new way, so where it sounds like it's not what it was, but essentially it's the same shit that I've been saying the last 3
yeah,
weeks.
yeah, yeah,
So it's nice to have these, like these episodes where it's like, man, it's nice not to be so negative all the time. It's
yeah,
like,
for sure.
I mean, I get it. People like they want to hear, a lot of the times the doom and gloom shit is what like people like, oh, I want to hear how this guy thinks about how shitty the Astros are doing. But also too, it's like, hey, it's like it's good to have, and hopefully this is the turning of the tide where it's like, okay, now, maybe there'll be a new player that we'll need to talk about because, this guy went off or, whatever. But it's nice, like I said, we're already at 47 minutes. I'm like, I remember looking up and seeing 8 minutes. I'm like, oh, I don't know how we're gonna stretch this
It's
out.
like,
And it's like, oh
yeah,
shit, we're almost at an hour already.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good for the city of Houston. It's good for my blood pressure. It's good for my Fubo account. It's good.
yeah, yeah.
It's good for you know, it's good to have winning baseball back in Houston. Now we still aren't there yet.
No, not even
We
close.
but hey, I mean,
But
where's our
you got to have these runs before you can get back. I think we
yeah,
are. What are we now? We are 18, 25, 19, 25.
I'll take 19 and 25.
One of them.
You know what?
One of them.
I mean,
Like that's 6 games, so 2 out of 3 against Milwaukee, right? So that's to be 21, 26. If we're at 19,
and if we can take all three against the or whatever
uh,
fucking city they're from,
Anaheim or
whatever,
LA, whatever they want to
who
be,
cares?
that would be 24 and 26 if you sweep
Yeah,
them.
I mean, so
So
they have
by next episode drop, we could potentially be at 1 to 2 games under 500 if it goes the way we think.
yeah. Then we have Seattle coming up after that. So
Yeah,
then now
and then now you're
we
talking
could
about
be battling for the
full
division.
games. Now you're talking about full games.
Yeah, now that series becomes possibly a early battle for the division.
Well, and you got
And
payback
then
on their asses because we should have beat them 2 out of 3 earlier in the season.
yeah,
So
so
we got to get them. Got to get
it's
them.
just crazy. You think about it. At the beginning of the month, we played Seattle, and doom and gloom. and then we could be heading towards the end of the month, right? And now we're battling Seattle again, but this
Uh-huh.
time it's for the division,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, if they can just continue doing what they're doing, I mean, like, don't reinvent the wheel. Everybody wear those bandanas, right? Singleton, take the bat,
Swing.
swing.
Hit the
Whatever
A
happens,
hit the
happens,
A button. Hit
right?
the A
Yeah, hit
button.
the A button, or actually hit the B button. That's contact swing, right? Contact.
Yeah.
Um, and I think we'll be fine, man. I think we're starting to see this leveling and reversing of the way the season started off,
Yeah.
right? Well, for whatever reason, this mojo when we started the season was no bueno,
Well,
as the
but like
kids.
the starters, these last few starts, they've gone deeper into games,
Yeah,
right? Like even Javier last night, he only threw 80 pitches.
yeah, he looked so good last night, though.
He threw
He
80
looked really
pitches. No, I mean he did, but I'm saying
good. Yeah,
he only threw 80, but he put through a quality start, right? And then but he was efficient in those 6 innings. I mean 80 pitches. I think 54 of them were strikes.
yeah,
That's what the broadcast said.
yeah, something like that.
So like we have our pitchers go into fifth and sixth innings, with less than 2 runs or 3 runs and less. Like our bullpen is starting to get to the point where we're nailing it down like we're supposed to. You
Well,
know,
because they're not getting overused anymore.
right? Because they're not having to pitch, 8 innings in a game.
Yeah,
So it's fun to see. It's fun to watch. It's gotta keep it up, man. Gotta keep it up. Let's go. So that would 6-2, 6-1 of these next
yeah,
7 would be great. Um, and then we turn back around for Seattle, man. So it'd be awesome. Be good. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the weekend.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna be fun. I'm super excited for the weekend. Like I said, especially Sunday's game. So we'll see how that goes. And guys, we can do this. Hunter Brown, don't fuck this up.
Yeah, don't fuck it up, Hunter.
So, man, I think that's gonna pretty much wrap us up, PK. Unless you got anything else.
No, I'm good. Just remember that we're on YouTube and Spotify. Go to YouTube, follow Juicebox Heroes, subscribe to the channel. Spotify, if you're already there, look us up there, Juicebox Heroes. Facebook, follow us there. Interact. We'll post some questions, or y'all post questions, and we'll get them into the episode. Next week, we're going to do Circle of Trust for the month of May.
Circle of Trust, May
So
edition.
on our Facebook page, why don't you y'all tell us what your Circle of Trust is now, and then we'll talk about it in the next episode.
I like it. So, guys, interact with us. Let's continue to build this show. And as always, you guys have a fantastic weekend.
Talk to y'all later.